guys, it's Alice, and today I am going to be making a little vlog reading this book. So I mentioned this in the book haul that I did recently where I showed off this book, that I was really excited about this, and for some reason I just think I'm going to love it. So I don't know, I felt like making a vlog about it because I feel like it's gonna be really good. It's also kind of like not the kind of book that I usually read, so I thought it could be interesting to sort of discuss it along the way. What I know about this book is that it's set in the 90s in America, it's set in the South, and it's about this book club of women who I think end up sort of defending their community against this vampire or something. And I don't know, I don't know what it's about this book, but I just feel like I'm gonna love it, even though it's not something that I usually read. I read very little like paranormal stuff, and I usually am not like super into vampires, but I don't know. I just think this is gonna be great. What I'm sort of expecting from this book is that it's going to be entertaining. That's all I really want. I've just finished some more sort of serious books, I guess, and I feel like reading something a little bit lighter. I think there's a little bit of horror in here, and I don't know. I don't know. I really think I'm gonna love this. I don't really know why. I'm very excited about it. I usually don't read books that are like paranormal or have vampires in them or that are like a little horror-ish, so I'm intrigued to see what I'm gonna make of this. But yeah, the quotes on the back here says that it's powerful and eclectic and amazing, so hopefully it will be. So reading the description on the inside of this book, I'm not going to read the whole thing because I'll just tell you what happens along the way, but we follow a woman who is married and she has like teenage kids, and she loves going to this book club where they like to discuss true crime. And then something happens to this woman where she's like attacked, and I'm guessing that's when she meets this vampire, and yeah, I am intrigued. I do kind of want to try and finish this whole thing today. I think this is like maybe 300 or 400 pages. It's like 300 pages, and the font is not like that small, so I feel like maybe I can do it. And yeah, I'm just gonna get started with this, and I will check in with you in a little bit. Alright, so I am about 100-ish pages into this now, and so far I'm really enjoying it. This, to me, feels like kind of a light read. Like, so far it hasn't been very heavy, it's very easy to read, and so far it's very enjoyable. There has been like one sort of horror scene that was pretty descriptive. I think I feel that way because I'm not used to reading like very descriptive horror, I guess. And that was like gross, but also exciting. The story, by the way, starts off with this woman who goes to a book club that she doesn't actually like, and while she's at that book club, she meets some other women that she sort of makes another kind of book club with, and they read true crime and like crime books that are they're described as sort of trashy, I guess, and all of the women, there are like 5 of them, are housewives. We read the story from the perspective of one person, and she is obviously a housewife. Like I said, she has 2 kids and she's married, and she doesn't seem unhappy necessarily, but she is maybe a little bit frustrated with all of the things that she needs to do. Her mother-in-law also like moves in with them, and she is very old and she's struggling with they don't say what it is, but like dementia or Alzheimer or something like that. Like she's very confused, this old lady, and she's just, she wants something exciting to happen. That's sort of what she's feeling. So we're introduced to this book club. I really like all of the women that are in the book club, although we haven't gotten to know them that well yet. And then there's this incident where something happens to the main character that we read about, and that is like really gross and like horror-ish. And then because of that event, she comes across this guy who lives, or he's just moved into a house down the street, and I'm guessing that this person is the vampire. The bit that I'm at now is that she obviously doesn't know that he is probably maybe not human, and he's like weird, but she's like getting a little bit involved, and she wants to like help him. I guess, I don't really know why, but she wants to help him. This neighborhood is really interesting. It's obviously, this is set in the 90s, right? And the neighborhood is very much like nobody locks their doors. If you just walk into a neighbor's house, that's just considered completely normal, and no one is really afraid of anything. And that's an interesting setting, I feel, and very appropriate for this time period. Although I will say I've never experienced that kind of neighborhood. Like, that's not what it's like here, or it has been here, I don't think. But yeah, I really, really like the setting. I do mention this all the time, like I love books set in suburbia, so it's no surprise that I really like the setting. I'm really excited to keep going with this and see where the story goes. It is very like easy to read and like a relatively quick read, which is like the perfect thing for me right now. Anyways, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break because I want to make this thing that I've never made before. But I'll maybe show you because I haven't like unwrapped it yet really. I just took it out of the box. But I ordered some hot chocolate from Whittered, which is like I think it's a UK brand. And I love hot chocolate, like if you know me at all. I don't really drink coffee at all, and I drink a little bit of tea, but not a lot of it. But I love hot chocolate. And I don't know about you, but I am so ready for fall. Like, I'm so ready. I am over summer. I need it to be fall soon, and we're in August now, so we're getting there. So I ordered a bunch of hot chocolate. And I guess I should just show it to you and show you or tell you about the thing that I'm gonna make. So I got all of this hot chocolate, which maybe seems a little bit excessive, but to be honest, I like drink so much hot chocolate. I drink hot chocolate like other people drink coffee, really. So this will like last me maybe, I don't know, the winter. Whittered is also one of my favorite brands of hot chocolate. This isn't sponsored. Oh my god, I wish it was. Like, that would be a dream sponsorship. Like, that would be so amazing. But I'm not. I just ordered this. And I will say I ordered like these two because I needed to get like above a certain limit to get free shipping. So I got these. This packet of like interesting ones, and then this like packet of, I guess they're most popular hot chocolates. I don't really know. So this box has like 6 different smaller jars of these things. So we have hot chocolate, Rocky Road, like the regular hot chocolate. We have mint hot chocolate, white hot chocolate, salted caramel, and orange flavor. I have tried all of these before and I really like them, so it made sense to just get like a whole box of these. These ones I haven't tried before, but I just thought they looked interesting. We have peanut butter flavor. We have raspberry ripple, which I think is pink when you make it, which is kind of cool. And then we have sticky toffee pudding, which I also haven't tried. I really like the design of the packet of these. That doesn't mean anything, like it doesn't really matter, but I'm just saying. I'm excited to try these because I've never tried them before. Then we have this bigger container of like their regular hot chocolate, which I just got because I really like this one. It's like very good basic hot chocolate. I also got this though, which is like white hot chocolate with coconut, which I'm very excited about. And this is what I'm gonna try to make today. This is, I guess, a coconut version of this one, which is their regular white hot chocolate. And I read on their website that you can make this with like ice or something. And I guess it's like an iced coffee, but iced hot chocolate. I guess it doesn't make sense to call it hot anymore because it's not, but you can mix this with like milk and ice, I think, and it's like a coconut thing. I don't really know, but I'm gonna try to make it because it sounds really, really good. I also just gotta mention that I love the design of this packaging. It's really, really cute. Anyways, I'm gonna make this now and see if it's any good, and then I'm gonna keep reading. I gotta say, this book is pretty creepy. I just took the dust jacket off, by the way. I really love the color of this underneath. It's really pretty. But yeah, this is really creepy. I just read a bit where our main character and both of her kids are in the house alone on this really stormy night, and her mother-in-law is there as well, the woman who is kind of confused all the time. And it's like both of the kids think that they see someone on the roof of the garage, and then they hear someone walking on the roof of their house, and everybody panics, and then it was really, really creepy, like that bit. And then this man, the vampire man, shows up at the door, and he's like, I'll help you out. I saw that you put all the lights on. Are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. And what's really creepy is that this mother-in-law, the woman who has like dementia, she's really old and she's very confused, she keeps saying that she recognizes this vampire man and she calls him by another name. And yeah, there's something really creepy about that. And the main character asks her mother-in-law, like, who is this person that you keep talking about? And she starts telling this story and of her childhood and this like man, and she keeps saying that she has a picture of him, but then they can't really find the picture or something. But I don't know, it's just something really creepy about that. And I think that there's something so sad about like old people who are not taken seriously because they forget a lot of things and that they get confused. And there's just something really vulnerable about that and kind of painful. But I also have the feeling that this woman does actually recognize this man. Obviously, if he's a vampire, he's immortal, right? So I'm guessing it's the same dude. So yeah, I just wanted to check in and say that. That coconut thing that I drank, by the way, was really good. Very, very sweet. Like, if you don't like sweet things, this is the kind of sweet that will like make your teeth hurt a little bit, which sounds insane, but I really liked it. But yeah, I'm gonna keep reading this. I almost feel like I wish today was a really rainy day and kind of dark, because I feel like that would suit this a little bit better. But alas, it is still summer and it's sunny and I hate it. So I've just made it to the 200 page mark, which is exactly halfway through. I feel like I told you before that this book is 300 pages. It's 400 pages. And I'm getting really hungry, so I'm gonna make some food. My plan is to make fried chicken because it's the weekend and I really like fried chicken and I can do what I want. I am still really enjoying this though. It's still really creepy. We had another like horror-ish scene out in the forest and it was very exciting and like super gross and very interesting. And now the whole like book club is getting involved in this thing because they realized that all of these kids are going missing, and that sort of matches what the main character's mother-in-law told her about this person that she felt like she recognized, because that also had something to do with missing children. And one thing I think is really interesting is that the missing children in here are children of color, and no one cares about them, to be honest, which I feel like is sadly realistic. And there's like some conversations going on with a woman who lives in this community, and I thought that was really interesting. I do feel like I need a little bit of a break from reading now, though, which is why I'm gonna make some food and eat it and maybe watch an episode of something or some YouTube. I'm just not the kind of person who can like speed through a whole book in one sitting, at least not this kind of book, or really any book. Maybe if it's like 50 pages I can do it, but if it's not, if it's any longer, I need to take like breaks. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a break, eat a little bit, and then resume this book. I will say, I do wonder how this is gonna end. And I wonder if I'm gonna be able to predict it, because I kind of feel like I know where this is going if it takes like the very common turn, I guess. So we'll see how it all ends. I hope there's like a little bit of a twist towards the end. Alright, so I've read about 50 more pages in this, and I have like 140-ish pages left. And I feel like I want to try and read all of that in one go, because I feel like we're nearing the end and like it's probably going to get pretty exciting. So I kind of want to read it all in one go. I don't really want to give away too much of what is happening, but it's interesting. I think it's very interesting to read about all of these marriages. Like, there are 5 women in this book club, and all of them are married, obviously. I think I said that they were all housewives. And there is a little bit in here about that, and like the husbands kind of got a little bit involved, and some of the characters are like gaslighting other characters. It's really bad, but it is pretty interesting. I feel like you can very much tell the time period this is set in when it comes to the marriages, if that makes sense. I don't want to go too much into it, but like you can tell that this was a different time. I will say though, one thing that I have noticed is that the main character in here is pretty solid, and like her immediate family, those characters are pretty solid too. But like the women in this book club group, I don't know how well developed all of those characters are. There are like a lot of characters in here at this point, and I feel like maybe they are not all of them are as well developed. I don't necessarily feel like they need to be, but like especially the women in this book club group, I feel like maybe I would have liked more if they had just been, I don't know, explored a little more, I guess. But yeah, I am going to keep going with this and finish it, and I will check back in when I'm done, I guess. Honestly, I kind of feel like lighting some candles, but it's really hot, so I don't really know if that's a good idea. But the sun is like going down soon, I hope, so maybe I'll do that when it's gone. Alright, so the sun is setting, and I finished this whole book. I always have kind of a hard time really talking about what I think about a book right after I have finished it. Usually I like to like take a little bit of time and sort of think about things. But I'd say overall it was very much what I expected it to be, and it was very entertaining. I think that if you're going to enjoy this book, you sort of have to go into it with the right expectations. It's a plot-heavy novel. The characters are okay. They're a little bit one-dimensional. they're not that well developed, and it's very much about just the plot and the action and the gore and the horror. There are other themes in this book, of course, like female friendship and being a housewife, and there's a lot of like family stuff in here as well, but I feel like it's not that important, and it's clear in the writing that it's not important to, I guess, to the story. That's not like the essential part of this. The main part of this is like this supernatural thing and this group of women. I will also say, I do think that the story drags out a little bit in the middle. I feel like I maybe didn't notice it as much when I was reading it because I read this whole thing in one day, so it feels kind of fast anyway. But I think that if you don't read it this fast, you're gonna notice that some of the chapters in the middle are a little bit slow. I did like the ending of this. It's not like super original, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. And yeah, overall, I just thought this was very entertaining. It was very much what I wanted today, if that makes sense. It's like easy to read, and it's just very... It feels kind of weird to call it a fun book because there are a lot of things in here that are not fun at all. But I guess like just... it was just entertaining. It's not like a new favorite book for me, but this sort of sits, I feel, at like 4 stars for me. I might change my mind and give it 3 stars later, I don't really know. But for now, it's like somewhere in the middle between 3 stars and 4 stars, but it's closer to 4 stars than to 3 stars. I think my favorite things about this book are the setting. I really like the setting. I really like the time period. And I just liked this book club and getting to know these women and having this like supernatural creature thing driving the story forward. I just really liked all of that. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it for me today. I like spent the whole day just reading, and it was really nice. Those are like my favorite days. It's one of my favorite things to do. I would love to know though, if any of you guys have read this book, what did you think, and do you want to read it? Is it something you think you'd be interested in? This isn't really my like regular genre to read from, but I think it's fun every once in a while to just sort of read something a little bit different. I'd also love to know if you have a favorite book set in the 90s, or what your favorite like supernatural book is, and I will see you soon. Bye!